Start recording.
Hello and welcome everybody to our first homestead at Mike Lansing Field. Kamanakai Jenagabis joined alongside Nick Rose. It is a pleasure for you guys to be joining us on this lovely evening in Casper, Wyoming. Nick, why don't you break down this game and the first official home game of this ILB season for the Casper Spuds?
Absolutely, Kai. As you said, the first home game of the season for the Spuds. They're facing off against the Spearfish Sasquatch, two of the best teams in the league in Independence League ball, period. Both teams already had a road trip against the Oahe Zap in Pierre. Both teams won that series. The Spuds 2-1, and the Zap swept, the Sasquatch swept the Zap. So it's going to be interesting to see how these little differences play out here at Mike Lansing Field.
100%, and how can you forget, too, about the elevation difference that they had in Oahe? It was about 3,500 feet of elevation between Casper, Wyoming, and in Oahe, South Dakota. So there is going to be a big difference here tonight. I'm sure everybody will try to adjust throughout the rest of this game. But with that being said, let's get straight into your home team starting lineup for the Casper Spuds.
These guys already got their first lick of action in the two exhibition games against Casper Post 2 over the last 2 days, that being Billingsley, Colin Bird, Trey Brooks, and Cooper Robinson, who is going to get the start tonight at pitcher. He was out there in the outfield, I believe, in the exhibition game last night. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he has for us on the mound. We talked to him a little bit pregame. He said he's got the two-seam, slider, curve, and changeup. So we'll see how he manages those pitches tonight against this stacked Sasquatch lineup.
Of course, and I think two of the big players to look out for tonight for the Casper Spuds are going to be Kane Wilcox, the Bismarck State Community College legend who batted over 200 plus in batting average last year, 14 home runs, tied for first among all of Casper Spuds hitters going into this year from college. The next tied with Kane Wilcox, of course, the right fielder tonight, Alex Downing, with 14. So those are going to be two guys to really be on the lookout for tonight. But of course, the Sasquatch and the Spuds, a little bit of a rivalry matchup for the first home game. You gotta love it. You gotta love the vibe, the energy. All the fans that come here are always going to be supplied with a good time, especially with the mid-inning games that the Casper Spuds have to offer.
Absolutely. Ever since the Fremont move left the league, it's kind of no one for Spuds fans to go out and be like, that's our rival. But now Sasquatch kind of at the top. I know some Spuds fans want to say the Zap after what happened going into the championship weekend last year, rather, but really the best two teams in this league have been for a few years, the Sasquatch and the Spuds.
100%. But with that being said, we'll take a quick intermission so you guys can enjoy our early festivities and the national anthem right here on Spuds Baseball. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spuds Baseball here on YouTube. It's a beautiful day in Mike Lansing Field, and of course in Casper, Wyoming. We were just told apparently our audio cut out when we were introducing the starting lineups. So let's do it one more time. Starting in left field for the Casper Spuds is number 13, Caden Wilcox. In center field, you'll have Trey Brooks, number 26, and of course in right field, number 11, Alex Downing. At third base, you'll have Andrew Witt in the hot corner, a.k.a. the hot potato corner. And in shortstop, you'll have Mason Westmoreland. Second base, you'll have Dryden Cousins. And first base is Hunter Billingsley. Starting on the bump tonight is Cooper Robinson. And catching is going to be David Denton, who is going to be leading the squad from behind the dish. And the DH tonight, Colin Bird. Now, we don't have a photo of him, so apologies. But he does play for the Aviators, so you'll see him with both squads probably this year. But right now, let's go to home plate for the action that is about to happen. It should be an exciting game here. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything better than starting off your first homestead against a rival team.
Absolutely, Kai. And we've mentioned this when the audio went out, but this starting lineup for the Spuds, lots of guys who weren't here in that opening series against the Zap and Pierre. Westmoreland over at shortstop leading off, Billingsley, Bird, Brooks, and Robinson on the mound. So lots of new faces for Spuds fans to try and learn real fast here as Cooper Robinson is going to get ready to deliver the first pitch in this one.
Cooper Robinson will be going up against none other than Iandola, Bo Iandola, that is. He stands at 5'10", 180 pounds. The first pitch is a ball high, and we got baseball in Casper.
Man, it's going to be a great season here with you, Kai. I'm very, very much so looking forward to it.
Me too, likewise. I know the chemistry is here for us, I feel like.
Absolutely. We've gotten to know each other a lot over the last few weeks here in Casper.
Definitely, and that fastball is on the inside part of the corner for strike one. So a 1-1 count now to Iandola.
Two early fastballs for Cooper Robinson. We'll see if that's what he relies on throughout his start tonight.
When we asked him about the slider, he seemed to put a lot of emphasis on that, so I wouldn't be shocked to see a little bit of off-speed action. And I believe that was the circle change fouled off down the third base side. And watch your heads, everybody, because that was a close call over there on the on-deck circle.
Yeah, it looks like Iandola was just a tad bit late on that one, but got to keep him on his toes. Can't just give him fastballs.
Definitely. So Iandola stands in a 1-2 count. And the pitch from Robinson fouled off again down the third base line.
He just continues to spoil the two-strike count. It's not necessarily what you want as a pitcher because you feel like you have your stuff early, you're trying to get to it, and the batter just manages to foul it off. We'll see what Cooper Robinson decides to go with here.
Definitely. So the 1-2 played out once more. Here's the pitch on its way from Robinson. Slider just a bit outside on that one. So 2-2 count now on the way.
Behind the plate there, Denon tried to frame that as well as he could on the corner. The umpire was not having any of it, though.
Good pitch, nonetheless, trying to work with the off-speed on a 2-2 count. You always want to see that type of stuff from your pitcher. Here's Robinson. Here is a ball right up the middle, covered by Westmoreland. He makes the throw to first, not in time. So Iandola gets this game started off with an infield single.
Yeah, that one just hustle play from Iandola right there. Beat out the throw from Westmoreland, but that's one as a pitcher you kind of want to have back, but you understand that that's just baseball sometimes, man.
So now standing in for the Spearfish Sasquatch is Dominic Torres, the freshman from Anoka Ramsey Community College, and he stands at 5'8", 140 pounds. The first pitch from Robinson is a strike, and a very well-placed one at that.
Torres in that series against the Zap had a phenomenal outing, had an OPS over 1,300 in that series. So this is a guy who does a lot of damage, had 4 RBIs and 7 runs, 6 hits, and 11 ABs. Even stole a base, I believe, one of their only steals of the entire season. So he is a dangerous all-around hitter, an offensive player.
Most definitely. And here's the next pitch from Robinson. It's a fastball high. Call the ball. So the 1-2 count now on the way. Cooper Robinson, of course, trying to make sure he holds that runner at first at bay. The next pitch from Robinson is now on the way. The 1-2. Slider fouled up to the press box, but thankfully that one's a little bit above us.
Yeah, that might hit the concessions, though, right behind us.
Little heads-up play over there from the concession people.
We talked to Robinson. He said that fastball's a two-seam. We'll see if he tries to use that to get a ground ball double play here.
Another fastball high, so the 2-2 now.
Still, in my mind, what I would think about was that he probably wants to go get that double play here with a ground ball. We'll see what pitch he tries to go with that, or if he just wants to strike out.
The pitch from Robinson. This time, line to the second baseman. He'll flip it over to second, and not in time as the ball actually pops out of the glove of Mason Westmoreland. So all of a sudden, the Spearfish have 2 runners on and no outs on 2 very lazy hit ground balls.
Yeah, that one, it looked like it was in Westmoreland's glove, and as Iandoli went to slide into second, it knocked the ball out, which is very unfortunate again for Robinson, but it's all about how you bounce back and you limit the damage now that the Sasquatch have a runner in scoring position.
So now standing in for the Spearfish Sasquatch is Maddox Morrison. He'll take a fastball on the outside corner, called a strike. So here's the next pitch. The 0-1 on its way to Morrison with runners on first and second. Another fastball, practically the same location. However, this time it's ruled the other way.
Maddox Morrison leads this Sasquatch team in RBIs, which is not what you want to hear as a Spuds fan with a runner in scoring position.
Most definitely. So here's the 1-1. And that is a great off-speed pitch right there on the outside corner for strike 2. So the 1-2 now on its way with runners on first and second.
Yeah, that one looked to be just slightly more all over the plate rather than the prior 2 pitches.
So Morrison stands in behind in the count. The next pitch, curveball low, called a ball as that bounces in the dirt. And not really the best position you want to be in, starting on the bump here with a runner in scoring position. However, I would not be surprised if Robinson is the guy to get out of that scenario.
No doubt, Kai.
So here's the 1-2, line to the shortstop. Moreland caught it, back to Cal Cousins, and that's 2. Great heads-up play there from Mason Westmoreland to get 2 very quick outs. And it almost feels like a little bit of a makeup for some of the other plays that transpired right before that.
Just kind of a weird double play in general. Just the shortstop caught it and then tossed it to the second baseman to go get the tag on second. So kind of unorthodox way, but whatever works, Kai.
Good play, too, from Cal Cousins, making sure he gets back over to second base in time. Here's the next pitch from Robinson, another fastball outside corner called a strike.
Yeah, Benjamin Melendrez batting now, Kai, for the Sasquatch, number 34. This is a big fella.
And Benjamin Melendez, 5'7", 190 pounds. He's a freshman as well.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that one bit. That man that's a lot of man. That is not 5'7" of a man.
I do agree with you in the fact that I do think his player portfolio might have been slightly wrong. Here's the next pitch from Robinson. Fastball outside. Nobody at second base, but Denton throws it down. The ball skips into the outfield. So now taking third is going to be the Sasquatch. So nobody there on the throw. And just 2 very easy bags for the Sasquatch there.
Yeah, like I said, Torres, all-around offensive player. He can hurt you in every way. That time you saw his heads up after the ball drifted into the outfield, took third, no hesitation.
So here's the 1-2 now on the way to Melendez. And it is skied into straightaway center. Brooks is going to have to make a run for it, but Cal Cousins comes over and camps underneath it and gets out number 3. So the Spearfish get 2 runners on with no outs. However, they can't really do anything with it, as some good heads-up fielding from Mason Westmoreland and some good pitching from Cooper Robinson deny them on the base paths. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in for the first half of inning number 1. When we get back to you, the Casper Spuds will take the field. Well, they will take their bats into the batter's box, to be more specific, and we'll see them swing for the first time at Mike Lansing this year. looks great. It's just a little laggy. Huh? Huh?
Audio.
Welcome back, everybody, to Spuds Baseball on YouTube. Kaji Nagabis, Nick Rose joined alongside me, and we're now in the bottom half of the first inning of a 9-inning game against the Sasquatch. And currently, the Spuds shortstop, number 33, Mason Westmoreland, will step into the box for his first at-bat as a Casper Spud.
Officially, at least, played both games last night against Post 2, the local Casper Legion baseball team. This is a guy, lots of steals over where he was playing at, Southern Union State Community College. 10, 84 ABs, 28 hits, 16 RBIs, 10 walks, 10 stolen bases. So just all around, get on base, kind of do some damage type of guy.
100%, and he'll look at 2 back-to-back fastballs outside of the zone there. And some pretty good eyes over there for Mason Westmoreland. He'll swing at a high fastball, but missed. So the 2-1 now on its way.
And this is also the season debut for Sasquatch pitcher Jacob Allender. So we'll see how he does and settles in Independence League baseball.
Here's the next pitch, skied over to right field, and that'll go out of play, hitting off the batting cages.
Well, pretty much. I'm just thankful that didn't hit anybody over there lounging in the grass past right field.
Nobody's over there hanging around the party deck, thankfully.
Someone went and grabbed that ball, though.
I was just about to say, however, a free souvenir. So here's Moreland now on the 2-2. The pitch. He'll hit a shallow fly ball to right field. Handling it, however, is the first baseman, and that is Melendez to get the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was just a good play from Melendez. Not necessarily the most difficult ball of all time, but still not necessarily easy, drifting away, trying to navigate it in the sun a little bit. Good play by him over there at first.
So now batting for the Casper Spuds is going to be number 13, Caden Wilcox. And he'll look at a fastball on the outside corner that's called a strike. And Wilcox actually batted .231 with the Casper Spuds this year. And he also has some of the most home runs in college coming to the Casper Spuds. And here's another liner to first base. Melendez will pick it up, and that's back-to-back unassisted plays for the first baseman.
Yeah, the Spuds are making him work over there at first. Nothing easy over here. Just constantly making him move. We'll see if that pays off later tonight if a ball gets right by him. But both outs so far in the bottom of the first over to Melendez.
Most definitely, and everybody should know this name if you've been a die-hard Casper Spud fan. Now batting is number 19, Hunter Billingsley. As our other broadcaster, Logan Hunter, would say, this is Casper Spud royalty right here. And he'll look at a fastball inside called a strike.
He's in his 3rd year with the Spuds, believe it or not. This is a man who knows what Spud baseball is all about.
He knows the culture, knows the system, but most importantly, he knows how to play baseball. Here's the next pitch on its way, another fastball on the outside corner called a strike.
Of all the returners from last year's Spud team, Hunter leads them in ABs last year with the Spuds, so very experienced guy that we're dealing with right here.
So here's the 1-2 on its way to Billingsley. And that hits him right off the front of his quad. Hopefully everything's okay. Hunter Billingsley, however, stands in there and gets the Spuds' first base runner. And to be honest, not really the most ideal way you want to get on base.
Or exciting way, but that is a way indeed to get your first base runner of your home stand.
Now coming up to the plate, might be one of the best Spuds hitters up to this point, the catcher for the Casper Spuds, number 10, David Denton, was a .364 batting average in the first 3 games with the Spuds.
That leads the team, Kai. This is a guy who just gets on base. 4 hits, all singles. Not necessarily going to kill you with power, but he will kill you by getting on base.
100%. So here's the next pitch on the way to Denton. He'll look at another fastball outside, called a strike. Called the ball. Apologies.
And 4 hits, 4 walks as well. This, like I said, he will get on base one way or another. 562 on base percentage.
Most definitely. Also tied for first most total bases on the team. Here's another single from David Denton into right field. So now runners at first and second for the Casper Spuds. And honestly, I'm having a little bit of deja vu here.
Yep, and here comes my personal favorite walk-up song from a Spud. Number 2, Andrew Witt, my roommate this year, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. This man has done a great job so far. When he gets on base, he's going to kill you. He is I want to say he's the team leader in steals so far this season.
He is. 3 stolen bases on the year for Andrew Witt, and this guy has got a lot of speed. And we mentioned this earlier, but this is a guy who I feel like can play anywhere in the diamond. I mean, infield, outfield, even at catcher, I feel like Andrew Witt could do it.
I would have faith in him. So far this season, played third, short, and second. That's what he's most used to. But I wouldn't doubt he'd be able to go out there in the outfield and give you some solid defense.
100%. So Andrew Witt stands in now. He took a fastball called a strike for the first pitch. So the 0-1 now. And he'll line this right back up the middle. The shortstop covering. He'll flip it to second base and get the 3rd out of the inning. So with that being said, after a very eventful 2-run rally, if you will, the Casper Spuds are not able to get anything out of it. So we have a 0-0 ball game heading into the top of the 2nd inning. It should be fun, and we'll be back right here on Spuds Baseball on YouTube, and we'll see you in just a second, Tater Nation. Welcome back, everybody, to Spuds Baseball right here on YouTube. Again, Kai Janagabis, joined alongside Nick Rose. And now, the Spearfish Sasquatch come back up to bat. More specifically, the left fielder, number 40, Carter Towns.
Yeah, Kai, we mentioned last inning Cooper Robinson managed to work out of the jam there. You have to assume some of this getting used to and getting settled in is sped up a little because he's actually throwing to his former college teammate, David Denton, behind home plate. Both went to Gordon State College.
And here is a liner into left field. Picking it up, however, is going to be Caden Wilcox, and he'll get it in before any extra bases. However, that is another hit for the Spearfish Sasquatch.
And now a two-way player up to bat for the Sasquatch guy.
J.J. Manuel, number 17. He's going to be the DH tonight for the Casper Spuds. And I have a feeling it would not be too shocking if he came in to pitch, just being in that DH spot. Here's a pickoff move over to first, but not in time.
Yeah, and I do want to say on the Carter Towns little blooper to left, that was a good piece of hitting. You got to give it to him there. Just stuck with it, put it where a body is not open, in open green grass. Just good piece of hitting.
Most definitely. And, of course, too, how can you forget about the coaches for tonight for the Casper Spuds? Cody McCrary and the Gordon State alumni. And how can you forget, too, about his fantastic couple of years with none other than the Tampa Bay Rays as a scout. And that guy definitely knows some talent. Now, of course, too, for the Spearfish, you'll have Phil DeMoss. And here's another pickoff move back to first. Way to keep him honest over there.
Absolutely. Cooper Robinson has been loading the strike zone with pitches so far. I feel like every count so far he's been up in or had 2 strikes in.
It's been a very favorable count. Here's a foul ball that comes back towards us. Thankfully, that didn't hit our camera down there.
Man, let me tell you guys at home, I spent a good 15 minutes setting up that camera to Mr. Janagabis' preference.
I apologize. I understand I can be a little picky.
He is a very picky guy.
So here is another fastball outside, called a ball. However, it was worth it in the end. We have a beautiful camera angle now behind home plate that we hope all of you enjoy. And here's the 2-2 now from Robinson. Fast slider outside, called a ball.
Even now in the count. Got to be wary of that for the Spuds, but I have trust in Robinson so far, what he's shown.
So with a runner on first, the 3-2 on its way. Fouled back here to the press box, and it's just over us. That might have actually hit one of the beer shacks behind
It
us.
probably did. You might want to be aware if you're in the stands listening to us. Keep your head on the swivel. There are balls flying everywhere around here.
Well, it's definitely the full count played out again. Another fastball outside, just called a ball. So that is a walk from Cooper Robinson, and the Spearfish have runners on first and second once more with no outs. And I said I was getting deja vu, but it feels like it keeps repeating at this point.
Yeah, Kai, just got to find a way to get over it again this inning.
Most definitely. So a brand new count here for Robinson. Now standing in as well, by the way, is number 2. Here's a bunt laid down. Robinson ranges over to his left, hoping it goes foul, but it stays, and now the bases are loaded for the Spearfish Sasquatch.
That was a beautiful bunt from number 2, Malachi Lopez. Perfectly placed. Robinson thought it had a chance to potentially go foul, but stayed fair the entire way, and the bases are now loaded with no outs.
So now standing in for the Spearfish is going to be number 16, Kendrick Argon.
And this is probably going to be the Spuds fans' favorite batter tonight. You will hear them make a lot of noise in the field, and that's because he is tonight's beer batter. So all fans in Mike Lansing Field, $2 off beer if he strikes out for the rest of the inning.
And he'll be the batter all night, so surely a lot of fans preying on his downfall in a way.
Absolutely. He's the catcher, too.
First pitch was a foul ball off to the right side. The next pitch, another good slider, but just a bit low. So the 1-1.
Denon going out on the mound to talk to Robinson. Got to wonder what that's about there.
Probably just trying to get him to relocate just a tad. Of course, getting bases loaded is not very favorable if you're a pitcher, especially as a starter. It's a very hard workaround, especially in the earlier innings.
And especially with no outs in the inning, you got to find a way to deal and get around without allowing a base runner to cross home plate if possible.
Most definitely. So the 1-1 now on the way. Robinson throws a good changeup low, doesn't chase, so 2-1 now.
We got to see if he goes back to the fastball on this one.
Try to just put something in the zone. Here's the 2-1. Robinson goes back to that fastball, called a strike.
And now a even count for the beer batter. Fans are starting to make some noise here. Very excited for the possible strikeout that could occur.
So the 2-2 now on its way. An even count for Cooper Robinson and also for Argon. And here is a fly ball deep left center field. Bounces off the top of the wall. Now getting thrown in from Trey Brooks. Here's the cutoff, and not in time, but 3 runs come across for the Spearfish Sasquatch, and that's a bases-clearing double from Kendrick Argon.
And that's a brutal result if you're a Spuds fan. This is a guy who, in the Zap series, only had 1 hit in 3 games, so just very unfortunate result.
So not the ideal start to the season if you're Cooper Robinson. But nonetheless, you have to give it to Kendrick Argon. He pieced it up really well, straight away left center field, right in the gap, and that's just a spot nobody can get to. The first pitch, however, from Robinson is also a slider called a strike.
And that was a good one, too. Got the hitter over it, just swing and a miss.
So here's the next pitch. Stealing to third. Here's the throw from Denton, and not in time. Also a little offline, so that's a stolen base as well for Argon.
Yeah, Witt had to jump past the foul line to go stop that ball and keep it in front of him. Good play over there by him, but now runner on third with no outs after he cleared the bases earlier.
So here's the pitch. Good fastball, called a strike. So a 1-2 count now on the way. Cooper Robinson just trying to get out of this inning without giving up any more runs.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if we ever mentioned it. It's number 3, Benjamin Fewer, in the box for the Sasquatch.
And Fewer is the last man in the lineup. Here is a liner up the middle. Covering is Westmoreland. Makes the throw on the run. Not in time. It actually goes past the first baseman and goes into the dugout. So an automatic base awarded there for Fewer. And 4 runs come across just like that, and still no outs in the inning.
It's been a rough inning for Spuds fans here and for Cooper Robinson on the mound. 4 runs so far this inning and no outs still.
So Cooper Robinson just trying to get his mojo back here with a runner on second. And here is another little bloop to shortstop. Westmoreland picks it up, can't make the throw in time, and now runners on the corners with no outs.
You have to assume that he was kind of in his own mind there as he picked up that ball and chose to eat it. Could have potentially had a play at first, but didn't want to risk another error.
I will say it has been brutal for Mason Westmoreland over there on the left side. Just hasn't really been able to get a ball right to him. Nothing's been hit hard enough, and if it has been hit hard enough, it's been either over his head or up the middle.
And it's so hard to make a play on time when a ball is hit up the middle. You're getting it and you're fielding it in the outfield grass. It's so tough to turn and make that throw to first, and we've seen it so far in this inning.
Most definitely, and it's hard to be an athlete and a gymnast at the same time. But
it is tough.
If you're at shortstop, typically you are one of those guys. I'm sure Mason Westmoreland's got a lot of tricks in his back pocket that we're just waiting to see.
Nathan Townsend just came out for the mound visit for the Spuds, assistant coach from Kennesaw State.
And a pitching coach as well, so he really knows how to get his guys locked in, and hopefully the message was clear. So here's the pitch now on the way from Robinson, the 0-0, and fouled off towards the bullpen in right field.
Yeah, runners on the corners, potential to turn 2, allow another one to score, but at this point you'd take 2 outs.
Most definitely, especially the Spearfish putting up 4 in 1 inning. It's a hard battle to try to come back from a 4-run deficit. However, it is still early, thankfully. There's the changeup, too, from Robinson, called the ball.
Yeah, this is a Spuds team that has dealt with deficits in their 1 series so far against the Zap. Their 2 wins, they came back from behind big individual innings. I remember in that.
Here's a little liner right up the middle, covering is Westmoreland, flipping it to Cal. Tried to make the throw at first, but not in time. But they did get one at second, but not before a run comes across for the Sasquatch. So now all of a sudden, that 4-run lead turns into a 5-run lead.
Yeah, just barely beat that one out. But as I was saying, this Spuds team put a 5 spot in their Saturday matchup against.
And here is a stolen base, and talk about timing right there.
No kidding. Perfectly timed his jump there, and that's Torres again with the stolen base. I mentioned it earlier in this one. He is a problem on the base path.
And you are definitely seeing that tonight. Here's the next pitch from Robinson, the 1-0, trying to get out of this inning, making sure Torres doesn't get another good jump on him. Fastball in the outside corner, called a strike, and a good pitch by Robinson right there.
Now that stolen base kind of eliminates the double play, the inning ending. There we go, double play potentially
And here's another foul
for
ball.
the Spuds.
So now the 1-2 from Robinson. Again, trying to get out of this inning without eating up more pitches than he already has. Here's the next pitch on its way. It was a hanging curveball that stayed way above the zone, but it's popped up. Denton ranging back over to his right, catches it for the second out of the inning.
The best part about that play, keeps the runner on second. Torres not able to advance. Spuds fans and Robinson will take that any day of the week.
I would not put it past them if Torres was to tag up from second and then head to third.
Absolutely. But this is a guy who last time we said was 5'7", 190. I just looked him up. 6'3", 230. He looks every bit of it, too.
And now batting, of course, that is Benjamin Melendez. He'll take a ball outside.
Where in the world did you get 5'9", 190 from? Or 5'7", or whatever you said it was.
It must have been a different Benjamin Melendez.
It must have had to have been. I don't know how you even said that, too. To one look at the guy, he's not 190.
I didn't see him at first. And here is a liner into straightaway center. Rounding third, coming home is Torres. The throw not in time from Brooks. Cut off, however, by the first baseman. And now 6 runs have come across for the Sasquatch.
Very not ideal for Spuds fans.
Not the best start to your homestand. However, if the bats can get going for the Spuds, it's not over. And again, got to remember, there's 7 innings of baseball still left to go. 8, including the bottom half of this as well.
Absolutely. Lots of baseball left to be played, so cannot rule the Spuds out of it, but it is a big hole to climb out of as number 6, Luis Lepe, is going to warm up a little bit, stretch that arm. The lefty started the first game of the season for the Spuds, and he had a fantastic performance.
Definitely. Luis Lepe, too, has a great arsenal, too, that a lot of people are going to have a fun time watching throughout this season.
Lepe went 4 2/3 in that game, throwing 93 total pitches, only allowing 1 earned run.
And Lepe's going to be a guy who's going to be depended on all season long by Spuds fans and by Coach Cody over there as well.
Yeah, furthermore, 6 strikeouts in that one game for Lepe. So this is a guy who will get you out.
Might
via
win
the
the
K.
ILB Cy Young. Oh, here's an inside fastball. Look out.
See if if Robinson can get the control back in order just a little bit for 1 more out.
Very hitter-friendly count here. Here's the pitch, and skied over to the ticket booth. And foul.
It definitely feels like these hitters are spoiling a bunch of these Robinson pitches. Just a lot of foul balls so far in this one.
Definitely. So the full count, runner on first, and there's the pickoff move. Not in time. But with that being said, let's do it again.
Full
So
count.
a 3-2 count on the way to Melendez with a runner on first, 2 outs. Robinson out of the stretch. The throw swung on and missed. So another great strikeout from Robinson to get out of the inning, but not before the Sasquatch put up 6. So we'll see what's in store for the Casper Spuds as the bottom and middle half of the lineup will come up next. We'll be back here on YouTube for some more Spuds baseball. Welcome back, everybody, to Spuds Baseball. Currently, if you are joining us, we're in the bottom of the second inning, and the score is the Spearfish Sasquatch 6 to the Casper Spuds 0. However, there is a lot of baseball left to go, and now standing in for the Casper Spuds is number 37, Colin Bird, the DH.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Bird, a member of the Aviators. However, Casper running low on some players, lending him over, very kind of them, as he gets plunked in the head. My goodness, that ball got away from Allender on the mound.
And talk about eating a pitch. Allender stood in there. He asserted the zone that was there and walked off like everything was fine. So now here comes, you talked a little bit about your roommate. Here's my roommate, Alex Downing, the Fort Scott guy, batted .341 in college, had 14 home runs, and obviously had 60-plus RBIs. This guy is now committed to VMI, and we'll see what he's able to accomplish at a D1 school. But now he stands in with a runner at first, and he'll take a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, it's only fair you get to hype up your roommate, too. You called him the other day a true five-tool player. This man can do it all in the outfield, on the base path, hitting.
Here's another off-speed pitch inside.
Just a very exciting player, and that's why we're going to potentially see him play for VMI next year.
He definitely will. And trust me, he is a five-tool guy. I stand on that, and this guy looks amazing no matter where he is in the outfield. Here's a pickoff move, by the way, to first base. Bird slides in safely. Got to be careful you don't get too far of a lead out there.
He barely got back, and first base coach for Casper Spuds, for your Casper Spuds, Cooper Hack. Might be a familiar name to some.
Here's a fastball inside. Downing turned away. Didn't agree with the call too much.
Future Legacy Club member Cooper Hack be inducted tomorrow night.
Should be a fun one. We'll see 4 other Casper Spuds Legacy players inducted as well. So here's the 1-2 to Downing with a runner on first base. Downing will foul it off down the third base line. Almost stayed fair.
Just a hair foul over there down the third base line, as you said, Kai.
Downing going to be one of the guys to look out for this season as well with the Casper Spuds. Has a lot of power to him, too. And, again, that speed is no joke. Runs a sub 6.5 at 60 time. Here's the 1-2 again to Downing. Off-speed pitch, low. Call the ball.
Yeah, I believe Allender's pitch mix is the fastball, changeup, curveball. That was probably the changeup there, trying to catch the bottom of the zone and catch Downing off guard.
Looks a little bit more like a splitter the way it breaks down.
Agreed. Agreed on that.
So here's the 2-2 to Downing with a runner on first. He fouls it off the end of the bat down the third base line again. So the 2-2 count will be played out another time. So there's twos all over the place. It's the second inning. It's a 2-2 count.
Only one man on board, though.
True. Got to save it for the next batter.
Next batter. We'll see if that one even gets to the 2-2 count.
So here comes Downing with the 2-2. Colin Bird over at first base for the Casper Spuds. Spuds down by 6. Downing trying to make an impact here, too. And here's the pitch on its way. A little blooper to the second baseman. Flipped over to short and back to first base, but not in time. Downing gets aboard via a fielder's choice. And I feel like, too, if you are the Casper Spuds, you can't be too mad at that, getting a faster base runner over there at first base.
Yeah, just very fortunate to be beating out the double play there.
So now standing in for the Casper Spuds is going to be number 26, the center fielder, Trey Brooks. And this is his first at-bat, too, as a Casper Spud. First official AB, if you will. Take a fastball outside, called a strike.
He, like many others, made his debut in quotation marks, if you will, against Post 2. Had a very solid outing, was on base a whole bunch, caused some havoc on base, too, stole a base or two. So we'll see what he has to do here against the Sasquatch.
So here's the 0-1 now to Brooks. Downing on first. He'll take a off-speed pitch low.
Brooks, one of several D1 or former D1 members of this Spuds team, formerly of San Jose State, now plays at Cal State LA.
Cal State LA too. Speaking of, I believe that's actually where one of the players for the Spearfish play.
I remember
and that
seeing
is true.
it.
Jonathan Manuel, J.J. Manuel, and Trey Brooks, both teammates in college, now going up against each other here in this rivalry matchup. And here is a fastball fouled back. And thankfully, again, that did not hit our cameras.
That's just got to be fun. Going up against your college teammate, not necessarily one-on-one quite yet. We might see Manuel on the mound at some point, but just teams going at each other with your college teammates. Got to be a fun bickering moment.
A little bit of
rights.
fun banter, of course. So Brooks now in the 1-2 count. Downing takes off to second, and a foul ball down the third baseline. Let me tell you, Downing got a great jump there. But
And
Brooks in a swing now mode.
absolutely. Spuds fans, if you're just tuning in for the first time this season, head coach Cody McCrary, he is an aggressive guy on the base paths. He's going to want to steal a ton of bases. His second year at Gordon State College, his team stole 140.
Here's the pitch, line back to the second baseman, back over to short, the throw to first base, not in time, and they say they got him. So a double play for the Sasquatch, and honestly, I'd like to take a replay at that if we had it, but I thought Brooks beat it out just by a foot.
I thought he was at least a half step in front of the throw, but apparently not.
So the umpire saw it a different way than us, and that is completely okay. So Trey Brooks just not able to make it to first base in time. The Sasquatch turn two, and that is the end of the second inning. So we will be back here in the top half of the third inning to see the Spearfish Sasquatch go take a couple more hacks. So we'll be right back on Spuds Baseball on YouTube. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spuds Baseball on YouTube. Kai Jengabis, Nick Rose. If you're just joining us here, we are currently in the top half of the third inning. The Spearfish Sasquatch currently leads 6-0 after a very explosive second inning. But now Cooper Robinson still stays in the game. He'll throw his first pitch of the inning. It is a ball. They'll change balls as well over there. David Denton wants a new one.
Yeah, and at the end of last half inning for the Spuds was Trey Brooks. And up comes his teammate, J.J. Manuel, now to start the top of the third for the Sasquatch.
You have to wonder if they're comparing their stats at the end of this game. And
Ooh, that one was a little too close to comfort with that phone.
everything looks to be in order down there. So thankfully, nothing bad is happening yet to that phone. If something does, we apologize, but we have backups.
We do. You just won't have a happy camper up here in the booth on the mic. Whether that be me or Kai, time will tell. But
We will always be happy campers. It's always a great day at Mike Lansing. There's a slider outside.
4-pitch walk there.
Robinson just not having the best time trying to locate. And it's tough, especially to your first official pitching appearance in a new area. It's a tough dynamic to get used to.
Yeah, there's a new guy over there in the bullpen warming up. I'm not able to tell quite who it is, but there are bodies in there.
And here's a pass ball, well, more of a wild pitch that gets away from Denton. And taking second base very easily is Manuel.
And that's 5 straight balls from Robinson. You got to assume Denton here telling him, just find the strike zone. Give me your best pitch in the strike zone. Just give me something.
So David Denton now in the miss of a 1-0. And the next pitch on the outside corner called a strike.
That'll look to be the changeup. That might be what he will continue to lean on throughout the rest of his outing tonight. If it's what's catching the zone, it's what's going to be working tonight.
Most definitely. So the next pitch on its way from Robinson, a fastball called a strike as well. So some good pitching here from Robinson after 5 straight balls. Been able to find that zone again and maybe the first out of the inning.
Yeah, he's loving that outside corner of the plate right now. Let's see if he goes back to it.
So here's the 1-2 from Robinson on the way to home. And he'll pick off to second, almost overthrown. However, a good heads-up play over there by Cal Cousins.
Yeah, Cousins kind of looked very surprised at where that ball was located. Kind of jumped backwards as he was catching it.
So here's the next pitch from Robinson. And he'll go back to the off-speed stuff. It gets right through the legs of Denton, rolls back to the backstop. And now Manuel will find his way over to third. And still no outs.
Very reminiscent, almost in a way, of last inning, allowing runners to get in scoring position with no outs. We'll see if Robinson is able to stop it like he did in the first inning.
So here's the next pitch. And this is fouled off to the right side. So the 2-2 will get played out.
I'm just glad most of the balls are going to the right side and not the left side, and avoiding the quesadilla food truck that's back there.
I agree. I do want to grab some of that before we head out of here tonight. That sounds amazing. The 2-2 is a fastball on the outside corner. Very close call, but ruled the other way for a ball.
Yeah, and we've seen it the last 4 pitches or so from Robinson have been on the outside, trying to catch that outside corner that got him to 2 strikes in the first place.
So the full count on its way. Robinson gets him to swing and foul off to the right side. So the 3-2 count.
Yeah, Lopez is doing a great job of staying alive in this one.
3-2 count will get played out again. Robinson trying to find a way to get out of this inning again without allowing too many runners to come across. And here is a ground ball to short. Moreland will make the throw on the run over to first base, and they got him in time. But not before the run comes across home plate, and the Sasquatch get another run, but in turn get an out as well.
That's got to feel good for Westmoreland over there at short. Finally got one. Good pace where he's able to charge at it. It's not too difficult of a throw. Get the runner over at first as the beer batter is now up to bat, Kai.
So now, of course, batting is Kendrick Argon. He had the bases clearing double that really got the rally going over there in the second inning. So we'll see what he can do here as Robinson throws a first pitch fastball that's too far inside. The next pitch from Robinson is going to be on the way here. The 1-0. Another fastball on the outside corner, called a ball once again.
Man, he was really trying to paint that outside corner. You kind of see him struggle with it a little bit. The umpire not giving him any real leeway over there, and a couple pass balls that got past Denon over on the outside.
Here's the next pitch from Robinson, outside corner. Practically the same pitch, but this time it's called a little differently for strike number 1. So the 2-1 from Robinson. And I wish we had a pitch count up here, but we don't. So can't really let you know how many there are for Robinson. There's a good slider backdoor, essentially, for the second strike of the inning.
And in 2-2 count, beer batter fans are getting a little riled up again. We'll see if Robinson can set him down.
Spudley's getting excited over there as well. I got to say, the Spudley for the Spuds is one of the best mascots. Here's a fastball inside, called a ball. But Spudley genuinely has to be one of the best mascots, and not just the ILB, but in all of baseball. NCAA, JUCO, D2, D3, MLB, MILB, Spudley is the best.
Absolutely.
Here's the 3-2, swung on to deep right field. Ranging over to his left is Alex Downing, who makes the catch. So the second out of the inning comes off a very long fly ball to straightaway right field.
Looked like that one could have potentially found a gap, but it was a good job by Downing to get a good jump and get underneath it.
And speaking of, that's Downing's 11th putout of the year. I mean,
he's been a busy man.
No matter where he's at in the outfield, the ball seems to find him. Here's a first pitch slider that's called a strike, and a great way to start that AB if you're Cooper Robinson.
That's just a beautiful pitch. Start him off with off speed away, catch the strike zone, go up ahead in the count.
Fastball outside, called a strike, and you're absolutely right. We'd also like to thank everybody so much for tuning into this game, whether that be on TikTok or YouTube, or if you're here in person and you saw us, we appreciate it. And that's strike number 2, by the way, from Robinson, another fastball in the outside corner. But we'd like to thank all of the host families for showing out, all of the die-hard Casper Spuds fans, and thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
As that one was so close to catching the corner of the strike zone for strike 3. Benjamin Fewer, very good eye for the Sasquatch team. 4 walks so far.
Here's the 2-2, takes a curveball right down the middle. It's called a strike. Cooper Robinson gets out of the inning. And only 1 run comes across for the Spearfish. However, the score is 7-0, and we'll have to just wait and see how the Spuds can combat this 7-run deficit. Now, I'll tell you, if they're able to do it, that is going to be one of the greatest comebacks in ILB history.
And you're going to have to make sure you're tuned in to see if they do it. But as we end at the top of the 3rd, we'll see you guys back here momentarily for the Spuds batting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spuds Baseball on YouTube. If you're joining us at a great time because the Casper Spuds are about to come up and bat in the bottom of the 3rd. Now, leading off for the Casper Spuds, of course, is number 16, Cal Cousins, the second baseman in tonight's matchup.
And this is a guy who does a little bit of everything, plays a little bit of everywhere, and you see it right
speaking of,
there.
here's a line drive into straightaway center field. Cal able to pick up the first base hit of the day for the Casper Spuds.
And he does a little bit of hitting right there, finding a little bit of open grass.
And in case you didn't just hear, but that's number 33, Mason Westmoreland. The Spuds have now gotten to the top of their batting order. Cal Cousins gets the inning leaded off with a line drive single. So we'll see what's in store for Moreland as he takes a strike on the outside corner. And let me tell you, a lot of pitchers seem to be living in that zone right now.
Yeah, got to watch out for Cousins a little bit on the base path. Stole a base in Pierre, and there he goes.
There he goes. Way to call it there. Slides into second base safely as the ball comes out, and Cal Cousins has got himself a stolen base here tonight against the Casper Spuds rivals.
I predicted that somehow.
You did. That was a reverse announcer's jinx in some sort of way.
It was foreshadowing.
I've never really seen it where announcers have called it directly. It's more rare.
Yeah. No, I just would like to say I'm very thankful that it was that way.
So here's the 2-0 over to Westmoreland. He'll take a high fastball.
2-1.
Apologies, 2-1.
There we go, Kai. It's okay. Numbers are hard for a lot of people.
There's a reason I'm a sports journalism major, as we say. I can look at the stats and take the stats. Looking at other numbers, on the other hand, is where my math gets a little shaky. So here's the 2-1 on the way now to Westmoreland. He'll take a fastball inside, call the ball, and now an opportunity to get another base runner here. And you mentioned it before, Coach McCray over there on the third base side, no stranger when it comes down to stolen bases. He likes to see the guys run. No conditioning in practice, but they will run on the field.
Absolutely. He figures that they might as well get their cardio playing baseball rather than doing workouts.
And I love that philosophy. I wish Coach McCray was my coach. And here's another fastball outside, way outside actually.
Good start so far here for the Spuds this inning. 2 on, no out.
Now here comes a very dangerous hitter and the local legend, Caden Wilcox. He'll step into the box here with runners on first and second and an opportunity to knock down that deficit. And they'll actually take a mound visit right here. The Sasquatch will.
And I don't blame him. Wilcox, as you have been saying, a very dangerous hitter, recorded the first extra base hit of the season for the Spuds, and Pierre with a triple. So this man has a lot of power and a lot of speed. So I totally agree with the approach here of talking to your pitcher. 2 guys on. You don't want to overcomplicate things or make a mistake pitch to this kid because he will make you pay.
Most definitely. While the mound visit's going, we'd also like to shout out to our graphic designer and a member of the creative media team over here, Grant Hofford, who actually made our starting lineup graphic tonight.
Grant's been putting in a lot of work, Spuds fans. Anything you see on social media has been through Grant's touch. He has been phenomenal over there making graphic designs.
How do the kids say it nowadays? W's in the chat. Let's get a couple
let's
W's.
Let's get
over
some
here
W's going
for our graphic designer and all the interns working here today. So here's a pickoff move to second base, not in time, and it is. Never mind.
Wow, that's 2 plays now on the base paths that have been very close that have gone against the Casper Spuds. Very unfortunate. We'll see if Westmoreland takes second now that it's open, though.
And for a second, I thought Cal had a great swim move back to second base, but the second place umpire said that pickoff was in time. So here's a bunt laid down perfectly by Wilcox. He might be able to make it to first in time. The throw's on a bead, and they got him just in time, but not before the runner takes second. So now 2 very quick outs for the Spuds.
And here comes the Casper Spud. I would maybe argue one of the faces of Spuds baseball
The face
here.
of the franchise. I like that.
Yeah, there we go. Hunter Billingsley, 3rd year with the Spuds. We'll see if he can do some damage.
So here comes Hunter Billingsley with a runner on second, a runner in scoring position, and an opportunity to try to get the Spuds on the board here as they're still runless. So the 0-0 is on its way with 2 outs, and he'll take a first pitch off speed down low. So that's called a ball. And again, it is a great day for baseball here in Casper, Wyoming. Clear skies for the most part. You got a couple clouds in center field. But besides that, it's beautiful out here. He'll take another fastball outside for ball number 2.
Very light winds, just died down a good bit, but slightly blowing out to left.
And yeah, it's a great day, you know? It's a great day, as some would say. And here is the 2-0 now. Another fastball that runs too far inside. Had to back out of the way on that one. So the 3-0 now, very hitters-friendly count. And as we mentioned, it's a 76 degrees here in Casper. Pretty cool here. Way better than the Arizona weather that I feel like I'm used to. The 110 does me no favors. Trust me on that one.
The Hawaiian in you survives that.
It does.
As Billingsley gets hit right there.
And again, not the ideal way to get on base, but that is the second runner that's been hit by a pitch. from Jacob Allender.
And Westmoreland tried to take third, too, but umpire said go back to second.
So, so here is David Denton, who now comes in. He singled in his last at-bat, but now with runners on first and second, an opportunity to do some real damage.
Did I not call that single, too?
You did. You did indeed. You've called a lot of things in this game.
Maybe I need to call
the
Spuds home run.
You're the Tony Romo of baseball.
All right. Let's get a Spuds home run here, and then I'll feel like it's the Tony Romo.
You know, we have 22 miles per hour of gusts out here, too. Here's an off-speed pitch called a ball for the first pitch.
The only gust I feel is this fan that we have set up behind us.
It is very humid in this press box, I will say. However, it's a great press box. The Spuds have a very good press box.
Very enjoyable to sit in, very good view of home plate, and hopefully you get to see some damage done.
And here's David Denton. He lines this into straightaway left field. It's going back, and it's foul. That's a long foul.
My heart skipped for a second. I thought that was going to be gone.
I thought that was going to hit off one of the cars in the parking lot out there.
Man, that would have been something, huh? Calling that one, too. It's okay.
If you would have done that, Nick, I would have bought you free Starbucks for about a month.
Well, it's too bad I didn't want free Starbucks.
It's still possible. It's still in
still
the realm
possible.
of possibility. You know what they say? Typically after a long foul, it's a long home run. So maybe that's on the way from Denton.
I was about to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth, Kai.
So here's the 1-1 now to David Denton with runners on first and second. The catcher will take a slider that hits him off the Evo shield. So now bases loaded here with 2 outs and a 2-out rally now for the Casper Spuds. You know what they say? It's just a bloop and a blast.
And the man who's tied for most RBIs on the team, number 2, Andrew Witt. Let's see if he's able to score Westmoreland from third this AB.
So we'll see what Witt's able to do. We'll kick it right back to us for a quick second for the mound visit. But it's been a great game so far, Nick. Tell me a little bit about what you've seen from both sides up to this point.
Yeah, starting off with the Spuds pitching. Little bit of woes there. That second inning, lots of runs, 6 runs scored. You can't allow that. Just not able to get any outs, really. It felt like had multiple times where batters came up, went through pretty much the entire lineup right there in that second inning.
Definitely. And with the mound visit over, we'll kick it back to the field real fast to see how this bases loaded scenario actually plays out. Again, you mentioned before, Andrew Witt now standing in the box, number 2, the third baseman for tonight. He'll line this into right field. It gets right past the outstretched glove of the second baseman. A runner rounds third, comes home. Another runner goes to third base. He's safe. 2 runs come across for the Casper Spuds of a 2-run RBI single by Andrew Witt. Your third baseman comes in clutch.
Like I said, the leader in RBIs for this Spuds team. Not surprised at all by that result. Great piece of hitting. Gets it right by the outstretched glove of the second baseman as Colin Bird comes up to bat now.
And you want to talk about a home run. This is the guy who's going to do it for you. We'll see what's in store for Colin Bird here with runners on the corners. Expect a steal attempt, too, from the stolen base leader for the Casper Spuds, Andrew Witt. And here is a high chopper to the second baseman, and he'll field it cleanly and throw it over to first base. So the 2-out rally ends, but not before the Casper Spuds pick up 2. So a good inning overall by the Spuds when it comes to hitting, but we'll move back over to the top of the 4th inning here in just a second on Spuds Baseball on YouTube.
Welcome back, Spuds fans. Cooper Robinson still on the mound as your pitcher for the Spuds, but leadoff hitter for the Sasquatch, Bo Iandoli, back up to bat.
Iandoli again, another very dangerous hitter. A lot of the 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on this Spearfish lineup are going to be the guys to look out for.
Absolutely, Kai. We'll see as Robinson delivers the first pitch as the AB. Just low, umpire says, so 1-0 count here.
Good changeup right there, too, from Cooper Robinson to get things started here.
We'll see what he goes in this 1-0 count. As that ball is roped to left field, Iandoli gets a little base hit, bounces right in front of Caden Wilcox, who's able to field it cleanly, limits him to only a single, as Dominic Torres, number 5, comes back up. This guy has been a menace all night in all assets of the game, Kai.
Oh, most definitely. Torres is going to be a guy who will steal on you every chance you get. I mean, we've seen 2 stolen bases from him already tonight.
As the first pitch from Robinson is a beautiful breaking ball that catches the outside part of the plate. 0-1 here for Robinson. Checking over on that runner at first. And what a play there from first baseman Hunter Billingsley. Catches that one, just misses the bag for the double play, but able to retire Torres as Morrison for the Sasquatch up to bat now.
Now, this is probably the most dangerous hitter on the lineup, but real quick, I want to talk about the play from Billingsley. Laid out,
wow.
Practically stayed on first base. I think he came off, which is why the runner at first is still there, but almost had 2 unassisted, and a great diving play.
As Morrison chops that one foul on the first pitch he sees. 0-1 count here.
And again, Hunter Billingsley, man, making plays everywhere he can.
That was very impressive. I honestly thought that he still had his foot on the mound, but apparently not. There's a pole in my way blocking my field of vision. As that ball is lined to Cal Cousins off of his glove and into shallow right. Alex Downing is able to pick it up, but it is, in fact, a base hit. Would you classify that one as a base hit or more of an error?
I would say more of a base hit. That ball kind of knuckled on Cal, which is why I think the read and the trajectory that it had made it to right field. Again, that's a hard liner straight away to the second baseman. Again, that's a hard catch to make, too, especially with how the wind's blowing in right now. It kind of cut right back at his face. So glad Cal's okay. That's the main part you want to be thankful of.
As Melendez is up now, is his first pitch swinging this ball sky to left field, deep in the outfield there is Caden Wilcox able to make a catch. Runner attempts to tag for a second, then thinks better of it and returns to second base. So 2 outs here for Cooper Robinson, 2 on in the top of the 4th. No triple twos and whatnot, but
and
still
Wilcox,
the same vibe.
Right, and Wilcox, too, is a guy you don't really want to steal on or try to tag up on either. He's got an arm, and he'll show it off when he needs to.
He's just an athlete. Now batting for the Sasquatch, Towns, the only guy on the team with a home run this season.
Carter Towns, unexpected power.
As he demolishes a pitch foul, that one hit the batting cages, guy. You were talking about it earlier. That one actually hit the netting of the batting cages as the kids scramble to try and go grab that.
Funny enough, you say that. We have a sandlot over there, too, on the right field side, and you can see some kids playing a little bit of a scrimmage game out there, too, and you got to love seeing the youth try to pick up the game of baseball. It's really a fun time.
Absolutely, as Robinson just misses the outside part of the plate there. 1-1 count here to Towns. The wind has definitely picked up a little bit in the outfield. That American flag blowing very hard to left.
We also have an ILB and Casper Spud flying out there, too.
Beautiful pitch there from Robinson. 1-2 now.
2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's get loud.
Let's see if he is able to retire Towns.
Huge opportunity here from Robinson to get the hot bats of the Spuds back up.
Robinson delivers. Outside. 2-2 now. 2 out. 2 on. Just top of the fourth, not top of the second.
A little later. A little later.
I'm a bit late on that, unfortunately. And here's Robinson's 2-2 pitch. Roped back up the middle. Westmoreland's able to get a glove on it. Throws it to first and gets the runner in time. Beautiful play there from Westmoreland and beautiful pick from Hunters Billingsley as he is able to grab that ball before the runner gets to first. That is the end of the top of the fourth. The Spuds don't allow any base runners to cross. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, Sasquatch still lead 7-2. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Come on, Alex.
Welcome back, Spuds Nation. New pitcher on the mound for the Sasquatch, number 18, Joseph Cook. He's pitched 1 2/3 innings so far for the Sasquatch this year. And now batting for your Casper Spuds, number 11, my good friend Kai Janagabis' roommate, Alex Downing.
Let's go, Alex. Got to shout him out, man.
So we'll see if Alex is able to do anything here at the plate in this AB against the new Sasquatch pitcher.
And hopefully an opportunity here, too, for the Spuds to drive in some more runs this inning after a good 2-run inning last time out.
Downing shows bunt, pulls back on the ball, so it is a 1-0 count.
We'd also like to shout out Matt Marsick, Spuds legend, in our YouTube chat as well.
Absolutely.
I believe he's coming back, if I'm not wrong.
As that one catches the corner of the outside of the plate. 1-1 count here to Downing. 1-1, sticks up at the plate. We'll see if it's destiny.
Perfect for the ones.
Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside. So it is 2-1 now. Little off speed, not able to come back and catch a corner of the plate.
I see you with a little Bob Uecker action.
Just a bit outside. The pitch, once again, just a tad bit outside. 3-1 count here to Downing. Very favorable hitters count. It's the zap. We'll see if the Spuds are able to represent or recreate that success that they had against. And that one is above the top of the strike zone. Downing works a walk in 5 as number 26 center fielder Trey Brooks is up to bat now.
He had a hard hit ball in his last AB, but wasn't really able to make too much of it. We'll see, too, if he keeps up that exit velo and tries to line something back out to left center, especially, too, right down the line is a huge opportunity to get an extra base hit with all that extra real estate out there.
Absolutely. Third baseman playing a little bit in. appearance, didn't walk anybody in Pierre. But this is good news for Spuds fans as they attempt to rally back from a 7-2 deficit.
Definitely. Want this opportunity to try to capitalize. Ooh, watch out, cameraman.
Camera woman, Ireland bot, fellow intern of ours, takes fantastic photos.
We have a cameraman on the field and one just right above the dugout.
I forgot about the one on the field. He's blocked in my field of view. 2-1 count here for Brooks. As he hits a hard hit ball over the left fielder's head. Downing is rounding third to come home. Brooks is going to stay at second. That is an RBI double for Brooks. Great piece of hitting there and great speed on the base pass from Downing to come all the way around from first as Cal Cousins is now up to bat for your Casper Spuds.
Just a great piece of hitting, you know, finding that outfield grass in deep left center. You had the left fielder playing a little bit too far in, took the opportunity to pull it, did so, and all of a sudden the Casper Spuds are facing a 4-run deficit with a runner on second base and no outs. A huge opportunity for the Spuds to keep the bats alive and keep on rolling, as they say.
There you go.
As you say.
As I say. Oh, yeah, big. I'm not the biggest pun guy, though. The guy sitting next to me, Kai, is. As Cousins skies a ball back, it could potentially be in play, and it bounces just over the netting behind home plate into the stands. Was a bit worried there that one was going to be caught. The catcher had me fooled.
Yeah, I am a big pun guy. It is true. I do love puns. I have a whole – you know this.
I do know this. This is why I mentioned it.
I do have a whole list of potato puns that will be played out throughout this entire season. There will be a time and a place for all of them.
Prepare yourself, folks. It's good stuff.
The hot potato corners one, I already made that one.
0-1 count here. Cousins bunts directly back to the pitcher, is able to advance the runner, though, to third as the lineup turns over for the Spuds. Shortstop number 33, Mason Westmoreland, back up to the plate. As Kai cannot handle a baseball, apparently. So runner on third, Trey Brooks. Do you see a potential suicide squeeze here?
I don't know if I would, just because of how much open space there actually is in the outfield right now. However, it would not surprise me to try to get that run across. You do have the corners playing a little far out too, so it might work in your favor.
As Westmoreland grounds one over to short, not able to beat out the throw, but Brooks is able to score from third. So Spuds chipping into this Sasquatch lead, get another one back here as it is now 7-4, I believe.
7-4.
There we go. Up to bat now. Local kid, Caden Wilcox. Athlete, if you will. Not just a baseball player, just overall athlete. And fantastic walk-up song.
Some fans in the crowd not too pleased with that close play at first.
Here's the 0-0 pitch. Wilcox hits it hard to third baseman, who kind of trips up on the play, not able to field it. And Wilcox is safe over at first.
Somebody give him an oven mitt, because that's a hot potato right there.
Okay. We can put away the puns for now. Okay. Yep. Nope. Continue, Kai.
You've been warned. You've been warned. I told you that
He did warn me. He warned me well in advance. I'm still not ready for it.
I told you it was going to be a thing that you had to deal with this season. I'm sorry, but my puns will come through every broadcast.
3-hole Hunter Billingsley, Mr. Spud, if you will, up to bat now with 2 outs and 1 on for the Spuds. Catcher pops up, thinking Wilcox could have potentially stolen second. Wilcox backed away, and Billingsley took that one for a ball, so it is a 1-0 count here.
Playing a hard shift, too, over there on Billingsley. Everybody shifted over to that right side. He's able to push one down the left field line, or even that huge gap between third and second. He's got an opportunity to really extend the bases.
Absolutely. Hit it right where shortstop normally is. Could potentially be a double here.
Got to hit it hard. Got to hit it hard.
Got to hit it hard. Cook checks on Wilcox at first. Not in time. So 1-0 pitch. Wilcox once again does a little tease of stealing second, but goes back to first. Catcher pops up. It's another ball, so it's 2-0 count here for Billingsley.
Try to pitch out there, just not working for him right now.
They are scared to death of Wilcox on the base path. That time, Wilcox doesn't go, and Cook is able to locate the outside corner for the first strike of this AB.
Yeah, probably a little bit farther outside than he would have wanted, but got the call nonetheless. Still, you have the runner on first base, and still a very favorable hitter's count right now.
2-1 for Billingsley, as he smokes it on the ground to second, and he is able to properly field it and throw it to first. So that is the end of the fourth inning here, but not before the Spuds can get 2 back on the Sasquatch, cutting the lead down to 3. We will be back momentarily on Spuds Baseball on YouTube. Welcome back, Spuds fans. I'm joined here with Kai Jenagabis. I'm Nick Rose. It's been a lot of fun baseball here on opening day at Mike Lansing Field.
It has been. The Casper Spuds, 2 back-to-back 2-run innings. The Spearfish obviously got out to a very quick start in that second inning where they put up 6 runs. It's been a huge night for the bats on both sides, but the Spuds trying to battle back from that 7-run deficit. And right now, they're in a great position to do so if they're able to keep the bats going the way they are right now.
Absolutely. The Spuds have turned it over to a new arm on the mound as well. Lefty number 6, Luis Lepe, had a great first outing as a Spud. Local Wyoming kid.
Was also our player of the game, too, for the first game of the season. And he's going to be a guy who the Spuds are going to rely on a lot this year. You'll see him start. You'll probably see him, too, come out of the pen like he has already, especially right now. But it should be in a very exciting season with him on the bump for the Spuds.
Absolutely. First batter he faces is J.J. Manuel, the 6-hole hitter for the Sasquatch. His first pitch is away, the umpire says, so he's going to start with a 1-0 count here. Second pitch is smoked to the gap-ish in center. Trey Brooks is able to get under it, though, and field the first out of the top of the 5th inning here at Mike Lansing Field.
That was a very hard hit ball as well, just able to range over to his right side as the center fielder. And overall, a good play, but an even better swing. Just wasn't able to get it over the fence.
Wind kind of died there, kind of helped out center fielder Brooks, as number 2, Lopez, is up to bat, and he fouls away the first offering from Lepe.
Good pitching here from Lepe, too. Really are going to need him to just kind of keep the Spearfish at bay for the Spuds to keep the bats rolling.
Absolutely. He's on great pace, too, to retire them fairly early as Lopez swing and a miss.
I mean, that's a nasty pitch right there.
That was disgusting from Lepe.
That had all the movement in the world. That ball absolutely just cut down, Tide got the batter to swing, and again, that's one of the things Lepe's great at, is making sure his off-speed stuff is working.
0-2 pitch way up there. Denon jumping up to save that from going to the backstop. 1-2 here now.
Like I said, off-speed stuff.
You keep it off speed. The two-seam got a little away from him right there.
More of a sinker. We've heard
both.
We've heard it's a two-seam from Lepe, but a sinker from the pitching coach.
Lopez fouls that one off a different pole, thankfully, not the one that our camera is on. So we are all good as Robinson hustles over and gets that foul ball. 1-2 again. Smoked to Westmoreland, who fields it off a hop and is able to get him at balls to hit. But now he's really settled in. He's making good plays there over at short as the beer batter is now up to bat, Kai.
Almost ate him up a little bit there, but a good job to stay in front of it nonetheless and make the throw over to first base to get the second out of the inning. Luis Lepe, pretty happy about that one.
Absolutely. Like I said, beer batter number 16, Kendrick Aragon, up to the plate now for the Sasquatch. Lepe's first pitch is in the dirt for 1-0.
Again, just trying to keep him at bay, make sure nothing else comes through.
Beautiful off-speed pitch there from Lepe to even up the count at 1-1.
I think you mentioned before, too, this is the beer batter of the game as well. So all the Spuds fans waiting in anticipation, more like beer anticipation.
Okay. That pitch is just high. 2-1 count here for Lepe. 2 outs here on the top of the 5th inning as players begin to flood the stands for potentially dance party.
I almost forgot about this. However, I'm sure it's going to be electric.
That off-speed pitch well outside there from Lepe. 3-1 count here to Aragon.
Trying to see what players we actually have out here for the dance.
I think I saw a fan favorite, number 29, local kid, Thomas Stokes, go out to the stands.
Gotta love Stokes.
That one is fouled back by Aragon. I think it just got over the grandstand on the right side by first base. So full count here for Lepe. We'll see what he has to deliver for us on the payoff pitch.
I did hear, too, that Stokes is actually a pretty good karaoke singer.
That ball is spiked in the dirt and gets away from Denon to the backstop. Aragon thought about taking second for a second, but retreats back to first. So now is the 9-hole for the Sasquatch, number 9, Benjamin Fewer. Or number 3, excuse me, 9-hole. Kind of got confused me there for a second.
Good off-speed pitch there, too, from Lepe. Just got away from him just a little bit. But nonetheless, still a pretty solid inning from him. 2 outs already, but the runner on first base.
We'll see if he checks in on him. That's a decent-sized lead he has there. First pitch, high fastball, 1-0 count here. He's really struggled to find the zone in these last several pitches. What would you call in this situation to get him to find a pitch that either gets a swing or catches the zone?
Well, the next pitch is a pretty good one, but I would still try to keep the off-speed stuff going, catch the hitters off time as well. That two-seam, when Lepe can really work the zone with it, is a very dangerous pitch because, again, at the end of the day, it does have some downward movement to it, so you get those ground balls that you are wanting from your pitcher. Try to get this out as fast as you can and just try to get the bats up because that's what you want to have happen right now is make sure that you get your hitters back up there and keep the bats rolling. Roll Spuds.
Roll Spuds. This pitch from Lepe, though, is a bloop and drops right in front of Trey Brooks in center field. He's able to field it. produces a sweet contact on that one. Billingsley able to field it cleanly and get the runner at first. So Spuds hold the Sasquatch scoreless once again for the second straight inning. And that is the end of the top of the fifth. Spuds fans will be right back momentarily as the fans in the stadium enjoy the dance party. We'll be back on Spuds YouTube. Welcome back, Tater Nation. I almost said Spuds Nation. It's Roll Spuds, Tater Nation. Number 10, David Denon leading it off here at the bottom of the fifth here at Mike Lansing Field. Number 18, Cook, still on the mound for the Sasquatch. We'll see if Denon is able to continue his success so far tonight. Walked and had a single earlier. So has been on base both times he's appeared at the plate. As the first pitch is a ball, 1-0 count here. Swing and a miss there from Denon. Bit early on that one, it looked like, on the off speed from Cook. 1-1 count now. And he smokes that one foul, still a bit early on it. 1-2 count now to Denon.
Yeah, and Denton's going to be one of those guys, too, especially in this type of spot where you're down by 3. You want him to get on base. And that there's a reason that OBP is so high. He has a great eye. He does great when it comes to swinging. The contact's there. We've seen the power. It's another guy, too, on the team who really just feels like he's a complete all-around guy.
I'm not so sure about the power, but contact most definitely as he smokes this one to shortstop who ranges to his left. The throw takes a couple of hops and is not able to get there in time. Denon legs that one out, hustles, and gets that single, I would call that.
And hitched the trailer, was able to make it to first base in time, and Denton is in safely with an infield single is how I'd call it.
Absolutely, and now the RBI leader of this Spuds team, Andrew Witt, back up. He was with the Spuds last year, played a whole bunch, and he's back again, and he has made his presence known already today.
Yeah, and Witt again came up in a big spot. I've called him a few times a resemblance to Bobby Witt Jr.
As he lays down a bunt down the third base side, and it just goes foul. Third baseman smartly let that one just roll over the line.
It's a very beautiful bunt, though, nonetheless, by Witt. If it would have stayed fair, it was right on the line.
And we've mentioned already, Witt, very speedy. He has legged out bunt singles so far this year.
And that's one thing, too, that you have to keep in mind. Speaking of speed, is that the high elevation levels here in Casper felt them firsthand. Even walking to the press box still. Only been here for about a week, and I still am getting a little winded.
Man, Kai, I don't feel the same.
Well, I'm glad it's just one of us.
Me too, friend. 1-1 count. Witt smokes a foul ball
got it.
over the press box. I think.
I think I left my glove in the team shop. I should have brought it up here.
You should have brought it up here. I don't think you would have had a chance of fielding that one, but maybe a future one.
I'm telling you, by the end of this year, I will be catching a foul ball. That is my goal.
I don't doubt that. 1-2 is the count here. Witt at the plate. And he spoils another 2-strike pitch. Fouls it back again. Once again, I'm just glad they're going straight back and more to the right side and avoiding that quesadilla food truck. So we'll do 1-2 for, I believe, the third time now. With Cook and Witt. Denon on first base. They haven't really checked in on him over there. Not taking too much of a lead.
Denton staying very close to home.
Witt skies this one up in the infield. Second baseman ranging underneath it. And is able to field it cleanly. So that is the first batter retired so far in the bottom of the fifth here for the Spuds. And now is the aviator / Spud, Colin Bird.
Colin Bird, again, an opportunity here to make a splash. And speaking of splashes, there is a river directly behind right center field and, all the way to center specifically as well. And that's the Platte River. And I feel like we should give something to the players if they hit one of the Platte River. I mean,
A plaque, maybe?
Possibly put their name up there or something. You know how the Giants keep track of their splash hits?
Yeah.
I feel like we should have that type of scoreboard over there in right center.
It'll incentivize some opposite field power for most.
I said, too, can you imagine tubing in the river and just catching a home run ball?
I'm not sure who's going to be in the river right over there at that specific point, but if you are, good for you. As Denon steals for second, and he is caught stealing. Good throw by the catcher, gets him on his attempt to take second. Bird down in the count now. At least 0-1. It might be 0-2. I'm not quite sure what the call there from the umpire was, but
I
I
believe it was a ball.
Nope, he said 0-2. So 2 strikes here to Bird with now 2 outs. See if he is able to start a 2-out rally for the Spuds. Spoils the 2-strike pitch. And we'll do it again here momentarily. Joseph Cook seeing what pitch he wants to throw with his catcher. Winds up. And here's the pitch. It is a rip from Bird to left field. Goes right past the third baseman. And he's able to get a potential 2-out rally started with a single. Now up, number 11, Alex Downing. And as Kai has said numerous times, he has a lot of power. Tied for most collegiate home runs coming into this ILB season with 14, tied with Caden Wilcox for the Spuds.
Both guys, again, really just tremendous amounts of power, speed, base running.
Just athletes. As he hits one down the left field line, looks like it's ranging foul. Left fielder not quite able to range over there and make the play. So it's an 0-1 count. That was great hustle from the left fielder over there, number 40.
Nice little
Towns.
Nice little souvenir for some fans over there on the left field side.
Potentially. There's a good number of them. There's a nice little resting area over there. Past third.
There truly is.
So Downing now ready to see this 0-1 pitch from Cook. Swings. The shortstop, once again, positioned a lot closer to second base. Outfield is mostly the same, as that one is outside for the first ball of this at-bat. 1-2 now.
Good eye from Downing right there. Recognize an outside fastball. You realize he's been peppering that side of the zone as well. And those are the opportunities, too, you want to take to push the ball. But, again, if it's outside, not in your zone, don't worry about it.
And he takes another one outside there. That one looked more breaking ball, off-speed-esque than a fastball. So it is a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
I will say it is interesting pitching to a left-hander and trying to pitch on the outside part of the plate. Usually guys try to go inside, especially when you're playing the shift to the pull side.
Absolutely,
you want those
Kyle.
guys to get those early swings.
As Downing hits one into shallow left field, the left fielder, Towns, drops the ball as he makes a diving attempt for it. And everyone is safe as Bird advances to third and Downing is at first.
Way to go, Alex Downing.
Absolutely. That's a hustle play there by Bird, too. Just run it out, 2 outs. You just run on everything. Just keep running. Able to get to third now for Trey Brooks, who has already had a fairly good contact tonight.
And I got to say, I love his walk-up song. I'm a big 90s rap and R&B fan, but Who Am I? What's My Name by Snoop Dogg is absolutely fantastic, genuinely. So an opportunity here for Brooks to bring in a run this inning.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure last at-bat he smoked one over the left fielder. Downing takes off for second, and he is safe. Infielders for the Sasquatch thought they got him. We're starting to head towards the dugout.
And
manager,
good job by Downing.
Good job by Downing to get in there. Phil Dimas from the Sasquatches wanting to talk with some of these umpires about that call right there.
Can't really make an appeal. If I had replay, I'd try to show you again, but don't really have that up and running at the moment.
Those on YouTube can rewind and check it out for themselves, but no replay here in the stadium at Mike Lansing Field. So Dimas gets his explanation, or at least is appealing as the umpires come together to discuss this call.
Fun thing, too, a little bit about Phil Dimas. He's the player development head coach for the University of New Mexico.
I'm glad you didn't say New Mexico State this time, Kai.
I have friends who actually race at New Mexico.
The umpires have agreed that it was indeed safe at second, so Dimas's appeal was to silence the ears.
So he's safe. I believe the first pitch, too, was a ball to
It
Trey
was
Brooks.
indeed. So 1-0 count here with 2 runners in scoring position now for Brooks.
So, again, a single could really drive in both of these guys. Downing's quick enough to get home on anything to any part of the field, really, as long as it's out of the infield.
Matt Marsick wants a double, though.
He does.
Brooks fouls this one back in between the grandstands. 1-1 count now. And 2-out rally has been a favorite of the Spuds so far this game. Lots of noise made with 2 outs so far in this one.
We all have our rally caps on here in the press box, especially to one of the Spuds owners, Paul Hack.
That pitch catches the zone. 1-2 here to Trey Brooks with 2 on in the bottom of the 5th. 2 out.
Don't really want to be in a pitcher's favorable count here if you're Trey Brooks. But again, just because there's 2 strikes.
Let's see if he can get bat to ball here and find some open grass. That one catches the absolute outermost part of the plate and is called strike 3 with Brooks looking. So that will end the 5th inning here. Spuds not able to make any noise and cut into the Sasquatch lead. They still lead 7-4. We'll be right back. Morrison. Off pitch for a strike. Catches Morrison looking. So the 0-1 pitch here from Lepe. It's hit sky high once again. Wilcox ranging into foul territory and off the edge of his glove there. And it's actually Cousins who's moved to left field now. And he's almost made another spectacular play. He had one in Pierre. Almost replicated that one here. Would have been even more impressive this time, though, Kai.
Definitely. Apologies there, too, about the audio break we had for a quick second, but we're back. But, yeah, it was a great effort there from Wilcox. Cousins, apologies. I forgot you mentioned that beforehand.
Yeah, I think it was actually Wilcox who got moved to second base, who was taken out earlier by the slide from Downing. The 0-2 pitch from Lepe was a bit up in the zone, so it's 1-2 now. As he locates another off speed for a potential strike. This time, though, foul ball down the left side out of the stadium and safe from the Quesadilla food truck.
Thank goodness.
Fans, if you haven't picked it up already, that Quesadilla food truck sounds phenomenal, and I will keep mentioning it all night.
Until we get some.
Absolutely. 1-2. Not able to catch the bottom of the zone from Lepe. So it's 2-2 now to Morrison. The pitch from Lepe is in and is hit, but just foul. Hits the first
Didn't even move.
base coach. Didn't even move. Bounces right off of him. So we'll redo 2-2 here.
I mean, he didn't even flinch.
No, he quite literally put his hands up and it bounced off of his hands.
I mean, that's a real ball player right
Absolutely. Lepe ready for the 2-2 here. And it's spoiled once again by Morrison, this time fouling it back into the netting and hitting a post that our camera is thankfully not on.
Everybody's staying away from it, thankfully. And knock on wood, but, you know, it looks to be fine tonight.
So we'll redo another 2-2. Lepe delivers. And this one is hit directly to Wilcox, I believe, who is able to field it cleanly and toss it over to Billingsley, who's able to get the runner out. So quickly, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, as first baseman number 34, Melendez, now batting. And one thing I really love about Lepe is that he's always ready to go. I mean, when you get in that batter's box, Lepe is ready to throw you a strike.
Most definitely.
First pitch offering is another off speed that it just catches the plate. He has been doing so well locating that for a strike. And when it's not, it's inducing foul balls from the Sasquatch. The 0-1 pitch there, swung on and missed by Melendez. Quickly 0-2 here with 2 out. We'll see what Melendez can do with this Lepe pitch. The answer, foul it directly back. A little too close for comfort for our camera.
That was the closest hit by
Absolutely.
far.
Kai jumped straight back.
I switched cameras, and I didn't expect to see what I saw, and it was a ball flying at the camera. It was a little bit to the right, thankfully.
This 0-2 pitch outside from Lepe, so we'll do 1-2 here now. That was another off speed, most likely the curveball. The 1-2 pitch. Just a bit up. So we'll do 2-2 here now with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Some Spuds fans not happy with that call. Lepe delivers and gets a check swing where he went around for strike 3. Lepe goes 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 6th inning. And we'll be right back for your Casper Spuds and the bottom of the 6th.
Fun. But yeah, we have that. It's going to cut to us. But Caster's game.
Tater Nation, number 16, Kyle Cousins, recently moved to left field, leads us off here. He is the 9-hole hitter, so the top of the order will come back up to bat for Spuds in the bottom of the 6th here, Kai.
Yeah, and Cal Cousins is really going to be that player to ignite the inning. He did so, too, back in the 4th, and we'll see if he can do it here again.
Might still be a tad bit gassed from that hustling effort to go get that ball in left field. That was foul. He takes a first pitch ball, check swung. They appeal down to first base umpire. He says no go, so it is 1-0 here for Cal.
We got to get an umpire lineup sheet, I feel like, just to know the guys' names.
Absolutely. Cal takes ball 2 inside, and he is very quickly in a very hitter-friendly count, 2-0.
Very exciting opening day, you know. Again, the Spuds playing against their rivals, hanging in there.
As third pitch of the AB catches the outside corner, it is now 2-1 here.
But yeah, you know, they're hanging in there. They had that 7-run deficit that they were facing. They battled back so far. They're only down by 3.
Cal takes another ball. This time it bounces across the plates. 3-1 now.
You know, and 4 half innings left to go still for these guys.
Lots of baseball.
Lots of baseball
Lots
still.
of baseball still. Casper still trying to dig themselves out of the early hole they found themselves in with the 6-run inning from the Sasquatch in the 2nd. The pitch from Cook catches the bottom part of the zone. Full count here now to Cousins. And we'll see what Cousins can do on this pitch. He smokes this one to left field, who is able to come in and grab it this time. No poor fielding from the Sasquatch on this hit ball. But as I mentioned earlier, that was the 9-hole, so it has rolled over to the top of the lineup now for the Spuds. Number 33, shortstop Mason Westmoreland.